if they say something is one size fits all, you'd think that they would make... Oh, hey! Hey, guys. It's me, Gareth. And you know what I like? Girls. Girls are rad, right? I mean, they are strong, independent, brave, beautiful, and sometimes in middle school, they won't pay attention to you no matter how many times you try to make them laugh or say stupid things. They never notice you. Haley, if you're out there, it's me, Gareth, and I promise I'm taller now. Anyway, I figured I'd make a fun little video talking about some of my fictional crushes that I've had over the years. These can be drawn, animated, live action. Really, the only criteria is that they're a fictional character and that I've had some sort of attraction, infatuation, whatever you want to call it, to them at some point over the years. So with that said, let's get started. First up, number 10, Catwoman, Batman Returns. So as you're going to see in this list, there's going to be a trend of most of these being super nerdy. But I can't lie to y'all, that's just who I am. This one I don't think needs much explaining, except for maybe why it's not higher on the list. I mean, we all saw that face-licking scene, right? Like, we've all watched that numerous times in slow motion. Right? Well, Michelle Pfeiffer's performance in this movie is just phenomenal. She pulls off the independent, powerful, but damaged rogue perfectly. And anybody who seems like they could mess my little white bread life up is somebody I'm extremely attracted to. Number 9, Mary Jane. No. Wait, not that one.
Call the police!
That one. Number 9, Mary Jane Watson, Spider-Man comics. So this one is interesting because it's the only entry on this list that is solely comic book based. Because there's not really one specific portrayal of Mary Jane from a movie or TV show that stands out to me as the best. As hot as the Sam Raimi series Kiss was, that version of Mary Jane was kind of a dick most of the time. Now this spot is for how balls out cool Mary Jane usually is in the comics. Like, give me some of that totally supportive, kind and gentle, face it tiger, you just hit the jackpot redhead any day of the week. Number 8, Gwen, Total Drama Island. So this is a bit of an interesting one because I don't think it's going to be on a lot of other people's lists, and it kind of surprises me as well because I am not really that big a fan of Total Drama Island or that show at all, but I am a big fan of goth girls, which, like I said before, I think it's because I'm like the most Wonder Bread person around, so I'm just instantly attracted to the edgiest girl in the room. That being said, it wasn't just Gwen's design. She genuinely had a really laid-back and relaxed personality, as well as an adorable romance with Trent that spanned across her entire time in the show, as far as I know. Not a lot more to say besides the fact that she was one of my favorite parts of a relatively funny show. Number 7. Wonder Woman, Justice League. I'm very quickly starting to realize how few of these are actual live-action people, and I feel like I should be more worried about that than I am. In my defense, though, who wouldn't love this version of Wonder Woman? She's strong, independent, the opposite of a damsel in distress, and genuinely kind and caring about the people around her. Not to mention, she's got one of the best written, animated will they won't they romances with Batman. One of my favorite versions of one of my favorite characters. Number 6, Dr. Chase Meridian, Batman Forever. Alright, this is another kind of weird one, but I grew up with this movie as a kid, and just look at her. I'm not going to pretend like this character is some fantastically written, high art masterpiece, but something about the way Nicole Kidman looks and acts in this movie just freaking gets me. Which is funny because Nicole Kidman is a gorgeous lady, don't get me wrong, but this is honestly the only movie I've seen her in that I'm really into her. And in defense of her actual personality in this movie, she plays a very forward character, which is something I've always found attractive. Not to mention she's a psychiatrist, so she can probably get inside your head and your heart. Number 5, Videl, Dragon Ball Z. Sorry, my bad. Number 5, Videl, Dragon Ball Z. All right, last animated one, I promise. But I love Videl so much. Dragon Ball Z has long been one of my favorite shows since I was a kid, but it's not exactly bursting at the seams with strong female characters. But when Videl was introduced, I instantly knew she was my favorite. She's basically the girl next door, but if she was also able to kick your ass and fight crime on her downtime between classes. Videl's got an adorable design, and her tomboy personality is even cuter in my opinion. Long hair or short, this DBZ gal has always been one of my favorites. Number 4, Black Widow, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Basically, I'm just really not attracted to someone unless they can kick my ass, which I don't know what that says, but... Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of Black Widow back when she first showed up in Iron Man 2. I thought she was alright, but nothing that really jumped out at me. I mean, those throws with her legs are pretty neat, but it kind of turns out that that's basically the only move she knows. Or she just likes jumping on people more than a spider monkey on Viagra. But it was really in the first Avengers movie that she cemented her way into my nerdy white boy heart. Something about how she looked with the short red hair, or how they did her makeup or something, it really just made her look like that gorgeous, unobtainable super spy. That being said, looking back on it, there is one scene from Iron Man 2 that really stands out. Like, I don't know whether it's the lighting or her facial expression or something, but I can't be the only one, right? What wizardry is going on here? Because suddenly I'm in love and I'm not quite sure how it happened. Well, whatever. Just keep on keeping on, ScarJo. Number 3, Buffy Summers, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now, I might have been too young to catch Buffy when it first started, but when I did eventually get on the bandwagon, I was a big fan. And let me tell you, little Gareth, from just watching the first 2 seasons, was in love with Sarah Michelle Gellar. Whether it was her good-hearted but still slightly sardonic personality, or just the fact that Buffy straight up looks like an angel, I'm pretty sure everybody who watched this show grew a little crush at the very least. Again, this is also an interesting case of the character being more attractive to me than anything, because just like Nicole Kidman, I don't find myself super into other Sarah Michelle Gellar performances, but when it's this good, all you really need is one. Number 2, Audrey Horne, Twin Peaks. She is dangerous, mysterious, unpredictable, and just about the most gorgeous woman I've ever seen. There's something about the minutiae about how this character behaves that make her super entrancing to watch. Like the way she speaks, the way she randomly dances in diners, the way she ties a cherry stem with her tongue. Ooh, one sec, I need to breathe. Jesus, dude, I can't think with this lady. Insert some desperately trying to be funny comment. Moving on. Drum roll. Some shit. Number 1, Kimberly Hart, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Alright, so if you know me at all, this one is probably not a surprise in the slightest. I grew up with the original Power Rangers. I lived and breathed the original Power Rangers. I was a member of the Power Rangers fan club with that VHS and a bunch of signed posters and that weird little shoelace bracelet thingy. And my first ever crush growing up was on the original Pink Ranger herself, Kimberly. Now, I know this is probably not that original pick, but I would be lying if I didn't say this was my longest-lasting fictional crush. Sure, she wasn't exactly the most three-dimensional, ultra-fleshed-out character of all time, but to be fair, out of all of the original Rangers, Kimberly probably had the biggest arc. She went from being a basic Valley Girl cardboard cutout at the beginning to a strong, confident fighter who, by the end of her time on the team, was a secondary leader. And I mean, she was also ridiculously cute, which helped. But having a girl next door that can morph into a brightly colored superhero with a giant flying pterodactyl robot, that's basically the goddamn American dream. Hey guys, so that was my list of embarrassing nerdy fictional crushes. I genuinely hoped you guys cringed less watching it than I did making it, for your sakes. Again, I hope to have more videos coming out soon, and I promise that I am hard at work making more of this content for all y'all beautiful people. I've still got a Patreon up if any of you guys want to support the making of more content or want to get in on those sweet incentives. If you do, I promise you'll be my real-life fictional crushes. Wait, what?